Pre-recorded in Alberta, it's time for Saturday Night Late on Dolynny TV, starring Leon Draisaitl, starring Evander Kane, and the Oilers 2024 RFA class, Broberg Holloway and Philip Broberg. Friends, welcome to Dolynny TV. That was a mess, but hey, you know what? It's staying near 11 o'clock as I hit the record button here on the channel this evening. Obviously not planning on making news. I was complaining about the lack of news last night, quite frankly, because midlife crisis, or at least kind of midsummer crisis, the fact that it is indeed August 9th yesterday, August 10th today, and the Two Mutts Podcast coming up clutch, bringing out some Oilers news at long last after what's been a pretty dry past week to 2 weeks here in oil country. So we begin tonight's update here on the channel with news you've already heard, right? This is all stuff you've seen on the Oilers Fanatic and over on Gillis TV today, and also over on Lego Rocks. I scrolled past that here today. I was watching Deadpool and Wolverine tonight. You give a guy a little break, okay? Evander Kane. Number one news on him from the Two Mutts tweet. I'll have that whole wrapped up so as you can see what it looked like altogether. Evander Kane will be ready for training camp. He will take part in the captain's skates come early September. Going on LTIR isn't the plan according to the sources. Kane and his family have invested in staying in Edmonton over the next 2 years and beyond. This does also talk about the Ducks and Kings have interest in Evander Kane, but he's not looking to waive his no movement clause at this time. He wants to be an Oiler. So when I say trade update, there is your trade update. Evander Kane plans on being an Oiler for this year and next. Now we move on to Leon Draisaitl, and I know I caught a lot of flack for talking about, hey, you know what, we have no news. What the heck's going on here? Again, I would classify this as kind of a no news item. It's just an update again on what we've already heard. We've heard that Leon Draisaitl deserves to get paid, right? Nothing new there. That's why I started with the Evander Kane news. Although again, when you start hearing this stuff kind of start bunching up, that's what I'm looking for. This is the start. Now, Bob, if you're listening on Monday, bring the goods, because this is already pretty good stuff on a Saturday evening. Leon Draisaitl's contract extension talks are going great. There has been some talk that Leon's camp would ask for 14.5 on AAV, but he's willing to take the less than that to stay in Edmonton, and will be an 8-year deal from what we are told. His deal should be 8 years, 13.3 to 13.5. Leon is taking less to stay in Edmonton. So again, that's nothing new. Again, I flashed myself for a second there, but that's nothing new. We've heard that a couple of times already from multiple different sources. But again, what I like about this is it's on a Saturday. That's massive in the Oilers universe when you're doing YouTube and you're trying to keep the news going 7 days a week. Hearing something on a weekend, always great. Number two, if it gets bunched up with something from Bob or somebody else on Monday, then we've got lightning to fire. That's not a funny joke. Sorry. Yeah, that's not good. Apologies. But you get where we're going, right? Things are starting to rumble together a little bit here, and away we go. So, all right, let's move on after that one. That was rough. Let's go here. I got to update the graphic, and we got to go to the RFAs update here. So give me a moment. Bing, bang, boom. Done. Broberg Holloway and Philip Broberg are expected to sign 2-year deals next week, with Holloway's AAV coming in around 1.3 and Broberg coming in around 1.1. So that's kind of the finish up here. Like I said, special guest appearance by the RFA class of 2024. And then you look at this is the whole list of update there from Two Mutts. If you look at the previous slide, I would show you that it's at 1:38 p.m. today. So again, for those saying, well, your video yesterday is out of date, I'm like, yeah, 100% it is. I think that's quite clear at this point. When something updates the next day, the video becomes a little outdated, but hey, that's the news cycle. That's the way things work in the real live news business. And as you see there, all three items listed together. So what we know today, obviously 3 big updates for the Edmonton Oilers. The nice part here is it looks like the Oilers will be making a trade at some point during training camp or before, because if it is indeed Evander Kane's plan to play the start of the season, LTI are not an option. The Oilers are exceeding the cap once you add in Broberg and Holloway to a degree that will put them over about 2.6 million over, I believe, is what Hart Levine and Puckpedia have the Oilers at once Holloway and Broberg are signed. So tough luck. You got to trade somebody, and I think you'll definitely see with a solidified 2-year contract for Broberg if that does indeed become the case, as Two Mutts is reporting. Bang, there you have it. It becomes a quite simple. You move Broberg up into the top 4. Stetcher, Brown rotate in. Solve that problem. You trade out Ceci for a prospect or a pick or whatever you need to do, and you clean up shop. Easy does it, because I really don't think the Oilers want to go 2 right-hand shots on the bottom pair. And if anyone is still sitting here debating Kulak-Ceci, I'm going to love Kulak in a bottom 6 role in the defense more than I'm going to love Ceci in a bottom 6 role in the defense. That said, Ceci does have top 4 capabilities for short stretches of time during a regular season. We've gotten to the playoffs how many years now with Cody Ceci in the top 4? I don't see why anything's going to change now, other than the fact that the Oilers need the cap hit gone, and they do need to also work in Philip Broberg for his finally moment of arrival, not under Ken Holland who drafted him, but a moment of arrival at the NHL level in the regular season. So this all very good update. I think that's clearly why I'm excited, right? That's exactly what I was asking for last night, is just we're going into another weekend where it's just going to be sitting here trying to talk about something. And I don't want to sit here and talk about years in review or any of that. That stuff doesn't float well on Dolynny TV. I've done this for 6 years. I know what you guys want to watch. And obviously, I think we'd all prefer to hear updates on Draisaitl's contract. We'd all prefer to know when Broberg Holloway and Philip Broberg are going to sign. And we all love to know what's going on with Evander Kane, which is exactly what the Two Mutts Hockey Podcast was able to update us on here today. So all in all, a win this evening, this afternoon. But again, a guy kind of had some stuff going on all day and had to take care of that. And I will one day fully explain what's been going on in the month of July and August here on the channel. But for now, we'll let her float and we'll see what happens. But yeah, friends, it's been another whirlwind of a little update there for the Oilers. And we look forward to kind of seeing how this all takes shape, right? Obviously, Draisaitl at a bargain. Anything less than what he's asking is going to be absolutely huge for the Oilers. And 13.3, 13.5 is a good deal for the Oilers, considering it's only, $1 million more than Connor's making right now. So you're adding $1 million to Connor, and then you're really paying Connor the bonus from Draisaitl. That's really what you have to look at. You don't have to make that cap space next year. Technically, you have to make it the year after, if you just want to look at kind of upgrading how you go with the cap inflating at the same time. So economics was never my strong suit. I will be honest with you, never had to take an economics course in broadcasting. So when it all comes down to it, the Oilers, not necessarily, in my view, the worst cap space situation they have been in at times over the past 5 years. But I look forward to seeing kind of how they maneuver and manipulate things here over the next year and a bit to get to that moment they sign Connor McDavid next offseason. So for right now, we'll keep our eyes squarely focused on Leon Draisaitl, but a positive update there. An interesting update on Evander Kane, and of course, just hearing anything positive about the 2 RFAs is always going to be a win on a Saturday in August. So for that, I'm Dolynny TV. This has been Saturday night late, right? I'm up on out of here.